Hello everyone, Ashish and this side from Innovate Yourself. Welcome back to another exciting video in the series of ESP-IDF. In this video, we are gonna work on a project which I demonstrated you in the beginning. So basically now let me explain you what exactly we were doing in that video. So here exactly what we are gonna do is we are gonna set up a device, and that device is going to sense the motion of a person, and on the basis of that it will simply send a notification to you over an email so that you will get notified that someone is there in your work premises or at your home. So in this way, this is the complete thing that we're gonna do. And for sensing the motion of a person, we are going to use a motion sensor, which is PIR, that is passive infrared sensor. So this is all that we are going to work with. And now let's understand that what is PIR and how all things we will be doing in this, and what exactly the PIR is going to do to sense the motion of a person. So now let's move to the hardware stuff first, and then we will shift to the coding stuff so that we can understand everything related to hardware as well as the software stuff. So now let's first move to the hardware stuff and let's understand how the connections are being made. So let's move in here. Alright everyone, so now you can see that there are two types of PIR sensors in front of you right now. So this is the first one and this is the second one. This first one is your HCSR 505 mini infrared PIR motion detector sensor, right? So this is the first one, and this is the second one, which is your HCSR 501, and this is again the PIR sensor which will be used for the motion detection. So now firstly you can see that we have different variations over here. The first variation is that this is smaller in size and this one is bigger in size. You can see and you can compare it on your own as well, right? And secondly, inside this first one, you can say that you have the timing as well as the sensitivity fixed. You cannot change that. But this SR501, in this we have the option that we can change it. We can change the sensitivity, we can change the timings as well. And how are you going to change that? Let me show you that. Just turn it. Over here you can see that you have two resistors, variable resistors basically. You can just change the values of this. You can just turn the knob, and accordingly you can change the timings as well as you can change the sensitivity of these two, right? So these are the two types of sensors. And right now I'm not gonna go with this. You can try to do with this sensor as well, but right now I'm gonna do with this only because I don't want to change any like timings or sensitivity. But yeah, it's totally up to you. If you want to use this, you can use this. If you want to use this, you can use this. But the coding for both will be same, so there will not be any further changes in that. So only changes will be that you have to make hardware changes in case you want to see the changes in the timings as well as in the sensitivity, right? So in this way we are gonna do it. So this is the one which we are gonna use right now. So now let's proceed further and let me make the final connections so that I can show you that how are we going to work with this. So let's proceed further. All right everyone. So now you can see that the connections are already made between ESP32 and your PIR sensor, which is HCSR505. And now you can see the connections are really easy, so you can do it very easily. But still, let me quickly tell you like where exactly we have made the connections. So the first thing is like in PIR sensor we have 3 GPIO pins, or let's say 3 pin outs. So first one is ground, second one is your output, and the third one is your VCC, and that VCC will be 3.3 volt. And for doing that, the first is ground, and that ground is connected over here, which is this ground pin. Next is your GPIO 27, that is connected to the output of your PIR sensor, and the third one is your 3.3 volt, or you can say VCC, and that is connected to the pin number 3V3, which is 3.3 volt, right? So in this way we have done it very easily, like we have simply interfaced this. Now we can proceed further into the coding stuff so that we can understand that how exactly we are going to combine the code and how exactly we are going to receive a notification whenever a motion is going to be detected. So let's move to the coding stuff and let's understand that how are we going to do that. So let's move in there. All right, everyone. So now you can see that I have already opened up the code with me, right? And you don't worry about the code. I'll leave a link in the description about the complete code. And right now, let me do one thing. Let me give you a short explanation about what all changes that I have made in here. Because if you all have already gone through my previous video where I have already covered up what is SMTP and how do you send an email to anyone using the Gmail account, then this is what we have actually done in the previous video. So the same thing for sending up the email we will be using up in the today's video as well. But the only thing is that we are gonna add up the additional changes that we will be actually requiring, and that is with respect to the PIR sensor which we are actually using right now, right? So basically, let me first of all give you a short brief about like PIR, like what exactly like it is and how exactly it is going to work in the coding stuff, right? So basically, whenever we are talking about the motion detection, so at that time, whenever motion is detected, at that time your PIR sensor will simply return you a high value, and similarly if in case there is no motion, then you're going to get a zero value, or you can say a low value for that. So this is how exactly we are going to identify that when the motion is there and when the motion is not there. So based on this scenario, what exactly we are going to do is we are simply going to apply this functionality to send an email whenever we are going to receive it. And currently, just because we are talking about sending an email, and this is not a front end thing where we will be actually adding up like what email ID or let's say to whom I will be sending. So that's the reason for now I am setting up my email ID only. And how do I set up the email ID for the sender, receiver, and all those stuff that I've already covered up in the previous video. So I will simply recommend you just please watch that video if in case you're not understanding like what I'm talking about, so that you will get a clarity on that basically, right? So this is all about this. And also the PIR sensor, which is HCSR505, which we are using right now, that is having sensitivity, and that sensitivity is in terms of distance, and you can say that it will be able to detect the motion within a distance of around 3 to 4 meter. So within this distance it can simply detect the motion, right? And accordingly this will also provide you a delay of about 8 seconds, so that it can simply say okay, for 8 seconds it can simply detect that there was a motion detected, right? So this is a delay that we have in here, which is by default with this SR505, and just because we cannot vary this, that's the reason these are the fixed values for this PIR sensor, right? So this is the way how it is going to work. And first and very important thing that we are talking about right now is that how exactly your PIR sensor works, right? So basically your PIR sensor works whenever any body emits the heat, or you can say emits the IR rays. So basically it is going to detect those emitted infrared rays from any living body, and it is simply going to detect that. So whenever it will simply detect that emission of the infrared rays or the heat, so based on that it is going to detect that there is some motion in there, right? So this is how exactly your PIR sensor works, right? Now let's understand like where I have actually made the changes, right? So basically most of the things will be same, right? First thing is that I have simply included this driver slash GPIO so that I can use the GPIO pins, right? And similarly this free RTOs task and this free RTOs I have already in here, so that I can also provide the delay in between, right? And apart from that, what else I have done is I have simply changed the email that I will be receiving, right? And you know, like where will I be adding up those changes? Like over here, activity detected in the office, because I am assuming that I have installed this motion detector into my office, right? So that whenever there is some motion, so it will simply detect that and it will simply return me a notification in terms of the email. Now let's go to the bottom. Right. So over here it will simply connect to the Wi-Fi, and after that I have simply started up a loop so that it will continuously check for this stuff, and it will continuously return you this email whenever there is some motion. So currently I have simply given up a delay of 10 seconds so that every 10 seconds it will return me. Otherwise what will happen is it will simply continuously returning me this email whenever some motion is detected. So if I will provide a very less delay, or if I will not provide a delay at all, so at that time what will happen, it will continuously send me this email again and again, and that will be like spamming your Gmail, right? And definitely we don't want that, right? So that's the reason I've just given it a delay of 10 seconds, and that too just because I have to demonstrate you. Otherwise you can increase this delay or reduce the delay as per your requirement, right? So this is the way like how to do it, and rest there is no further changes. Yeah, one more thing is that, and that is this, where you are actually going to set up like which pin you are going to use, and in which mode you are actually going to use, right? So I'm going to use pin number 27 as I already mentioned, and that will be your input pin. So this is what I have mentioned in here, right? So this is the way of doing it. Now rest everything is the same like we have already used. So now what next I have to do is I simply have to build the program, and I simply have to upload it, right? So that we can check it. So let me flash it. Okay, so I'm flashing it now. So firstly it will connect to the Wi-Fi. You can see it is connected, and right now it started sending me this email because the device is just in front of me and it is already detecting this, right? So now let me deploy it, and after that we'll see like how it works, right? So let's do that. So this was it for today. I hope I was able to make you clear on this, that how you can make your own motion detector based notify using the Gmail account. So this was it. If you have any doubts, feel free to leave a comment below in the comment section. And if you have liked this video, do click on the like button. And if you are new to our channel and if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, do click on the subscribe button, and also don't forget to press the bell icon if you want to get a notification whenever we'll upload a new video. So this was it. So see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye and happy learning. Bye bye. Take care.